Hey guys, I've been putting off doing a video for a while. I've been kind of a little stockpiled on them, but I've been putting it off and off and off because this week my face decided that at the age of 23 it wanted to hit puberty. And for the first time, I think in my whole life, I have pimples. I usually don't get pimples on my face. I've had them other places. But I got a set of matching acne, which I have tried to cover up with a little bit of foundation. I'm not that good at foundation. You can check out the vlog. The link will be down in the description or in annotations up in the corner of the video. And you can see what I tried to do to cover it up. It didn't work. But you can watch the vlog and see my stupidity and see how I tried to get it to work. So, don't mind these. They're not who I am. So, I wanted to make a video to talk about something that hasn't exactly been asked yet, but I know in the future, if I keep going on with YouTube, if you're someone later on down the road that's just now watching this video, and you've seen in my description where I talk about you should get checked regularly for STDs and HIV, here's the story why. And if you're sitting here watching it around June the 12th, 2014, right around June 2014 basically, if you're watching it right around now, well, here's an answer for something you never knew you had a question for. So guys, story time. A couple years back, I had met someone online, and we talked a little bit, and it wasn't one of those I want to date, it was more I'm talking to you because I want to hook up. So I went, and this is back in the time, just so you know, this is back in the time when I was using drugs heavily, so I didn't care. But I had met this guy, and we talked for a little bit, and then I went to go meet up with him, and we hung out, and when I first met him, I knew something had to be wrong with him, but I never bothered to question him. So guys, if you think that there's something wrong, that someone might have something, question. Just question them. So, we ended up hooking up on a few occasions. That's basically the story from a few years ago. Fast forward to last year, March, I want to say right around March 29th, 2013. My birthday is on the 31st. It's a few days away. It's my birthday weekend. And I'm talking to my friend, and we're all hanging out. There's a few of us. We're all hanging out and partying. And I get a text message. And I didn't know the number, and then it came into my head who it was. So I thought I'd ask my friend if he knew him, because, hey, it's a very small gay community around here. So I asked my friend, hey, would you happen to know this number? Oh, I don't know, can you ask who it is? So I asked who it is, because I never really bothered to get a name, or I just didn't remember the name at the time. I was a little bit tipsy. And when I got the name back, I told my friend, and he just kind of gave me this look and asked, did you hook up with him? I'm like, yeah. So come to find out, he has AIDS. And he never told me when we hooked up. So, that killed my birthday weekend. It was one of the worst birthdays I've had in a long time. Even though it was one of the first ones I had, where I didn't owe some court-affiliated program money. I didn't owe anyone any kind of money. That was the first in many years. But somehow my birthday still gets ruined because of this news. So I asked my grandma if she could purchase one of the Horror Quick HIV tests for home. And she said sure, so we go out and we get that. Me and my mom sitting at the table. It's only my mom and my grandma that know about this. If you're family and you're watching it now, congratulations. You're now learning about something in my life. But me and my mom, we were sitting at the table. I went ahead, I read the instructions over and over and over. And then I manned up and I took it. And I was so sure that everything, my life was ruined at that point. I was so sure that it was. That I basically wasn't going to have a life from that point on. And that everyone was going to be afraid of me just because I had HIV. So I go ahead and I take it. And you have to put it in this little tube and you cover it with a piece of paper. And there's liquid in the tube and you let it sit. I think it's for 10 minutes, 5, 10, or 15 minutes. I don't remember which. Sorry, my eye itches. But you let it sit there and you can't see it. So I'm going to say it was probably 10 minutes because I don't know which one of the three. And that 10 minutes was the longest 10 minutes of my life. The most suspenseful. I don't even know how to describe it until you sit there thinking that you might have HIV. You might not understand this. I finished up the test in the 10-minute mark and I flipped it over and I was HIV negative, which means I didn't have anything. But still to this day, because of that, which, trust me, I was the happiest person alive that night. But I found out I didn't have it, so to this day, I rarely hook up with anyone. I'm very leery about doing anything. I think it's almost been, it's been over half a year now since I've done anything sexual. But if I get that gut instinct that I think there's something wrong, I ask now. Because I may have been nice and not reported it to the cops, but technically what that guy did was illegal, and I believe could be considered manslaughter, because he hooked up with me and didn't tell me that he had HIV, which he actually has full-blown AIDS. He didn't tell me. And you're supposed to tell people because that's a disease that can kill. So, if you ever wonder why down in the description I tell you that life is not a board game, so don't live it like a board game. And to regularly get tested for STDs and HIV, this is the story of why I say that. But this is why I have that down in the description. My advice, always use protection. Make sure you know the status of the person that you're getting with. Personally, don't hook up with strangers. Take my word for it. Make sure you've known the person for a while before you hook up with them. Less drama that way, and you have a higher chance of knowing the person a little bit more intimately instead of just a one-night stand. But wear a condom. Always wear protection. Always get tested regularly. I would suggest at least every few months. You only have one life. As of now, you only know this life. Don't ruin it. Just don't. See, this is what happens when I get in on deep subjects, is that I just lose my train of thought and I start to stumble over my words. But you really only have one life. And see, quick trick to remember what I was talking about. But you only have one life. Don't fuck it up. It's not worth it. That that dick, that pussy, whatever. It's not worth it. Don't go out there, whatever you're into. It's not worth it to go out there and catch something. It's really not. So just take my advice. It really is worth it just to take it.